It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 11. I'm going to start at verse. I'm going to start at verse 7. Point is verse 11. And it reads, start at verse 6, and it reads, Then the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua said unto me, Proclaim all these words in the cities of Judah and the streets of Jerusalem, saying, Hear ye the words of this covenant, and do them. For I earnestly protested unto your fathers in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt. That I brought them up out of the land of Egypt, even until this day, rising early and protesting, saying, Obey my voice. Verse 8, Yet they obeyed not, nor inclined their ear, but walked everyone in the imaginations of their evil heart. Therefore I will bring upon them all the words of this covenant, which I commanded them to do, but they did them not. Verse 9, And the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai said unto me, A conspiracy is found among the men of Judah and among the inhabitants of Jerusalem. They are turned back to the iniquities of their forefathers, which refused to hear my words, and they went after other gods to serve them. The house of Israel and the house of Judah have broken my covenant, which I made with their fathers. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Behold, I will bring evil upon them, which they shall not be able to escape. And though they cry unto me, I will not hearken unto them. I want to start off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to called Loyam La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakados Bukatham. I say double honors to my apostles, the elders of the great millstone who teach and do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth, with preaching this truth with truth and sincerity. Around the four corners of the earth. I want to say peace and salutations to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. I want to say shalom to the Akim and the Aquath out there listening and learning. Shalom to the Akim out there pushing the truth with faith and sincerity and making their lives a living sacrifice. Salakia. Long day. But basically this lesson is inspired by, I saw a post or something in regards to this. Target, I guess, was selling this individual's clothes. And we found out this guy is a trans as well as a satanist. And basically, I guess they took his clothes out of their stores, but basically based on that, dropping his clothing line, his sales went off the roof, showing you what we in, showing you that America is truly, Babylon the Great, a land of confusion. Yet this place is supposed to be founded on biblical principles, but yet, you got people talking about that they worship Satan and worship trees and worship everything but the Most High God of the Scriptures, whose true name is Yahweh, meaning He is, Ba'ashem, meaning in the name, Yahushua, meaning He saves or He delivers. And those are the true names of the Most High God and His Son, who you people ignorantly call God and Jesus Christ. I'm going to bring out a little bit of this article. But again, actually I'm going to get Nahum, because Nahum, again, this place is full of lies. This is the bloody city, full of lies. Again, we were told that this is a land of equal opportunity when, Jake, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, West Indians, and Haitians have been getting the bottom and the dregs of this place since the formation of it. What Scripture talks about, you put in little but reap, you put in much but reap little, roughly paraphrased. This country is built off of those people that I name, yet and still, how do they benefit from it? They don't, except for from the blood, sweat, and tears. This is Nahum chapter 1. This is Nahum chapter 3 and verse 1, and it reads, Woe to the bloody city, it's all full of lies and robbery, the prey departeth not. The noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and of the prancing horses and of the jumping chariots. The horsemen lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses there, and there is none end of their corpses. They stumble upon their corpses. And when you think about America or Babylon the Great, a great multitude of our people have perished here because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot the mistress of witchcrafts. When you go into mistress, mistress is basically the feminine version of master. So, if you're a master of something, you know, this place is, it's the feminine, because this place is likened unto a whore or harlot. This place is the mistress of, all witchcrafts presides from this place. Put it like that, especially with its philosophies. This place to tell you that you don't need, the philosophy of that guy Noah Yuval Harari. This man is supposed to be Israeli. He's supposed to be, let them tell it, one of the God's chosen people. Yet and still, he doesn't even acknowledge God. And that's the sentiment of a lot of those fucking devils over in that land. Brother brought out, I wasn't even aware of it, about how, there's a lot of persecution going over there because basically they trying to outlaw the Bible. Yet and still, these supposed to be the people of the book. You know what I mean? Like, so, scriptures talk about woe to them that call good and evil good. It says, the mistress of witchcrafts that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. And when you go into the precept to this is Isaiah chapter 47, which I have on deck because it goes into this same harlot or female. It talks about exposing this place, and this place is being exposed now. The dirty laundry of America is being made known to the world, along with all the other distresses that this place is going through, financially, just economically, financially, politically, just a number of things are going on top of the fact that this place is being exposed as the whore it is. It says trans designer whose Satanist brand was pulled by Target C's order surge. Transgender designer Eric Carnell has seen a surge in demand for his pins, prints, stickers, t-shirts after retail Target pulled his product amid a backlash by some customers to its Pride collection, he said on Thursday. Target's Pride collection included more than 2,000 products from clothing and music to home furnishings, and while several are under review, the only ones removed so far from its website and stores are from Carnell's brand Apparel. The funny part about it is, next month, these devils basically constituted that month as a month to, this sick sadistic movement. The thing is, I brought this out because, that Jeremiah 11:11, because it's going to be Jake that's going to be trying to partake in this. Scriptures talk about Most High is telling Jake to come back to the law, such commandments, but Jake is basically chasing after the customs of the heathen and chasing idols, which is going to be to his detriment, to their detriment. It says, Target said this year's Pride collection led to an increase in confrontations between customers and employees and incidents of Pride merchandise being thrown on the floor. And that's the spirit, though, because, it talks about division. If division if a kingdom be divided, it's the Lord that brought the division, roughly paraphrased. Mark chapter 3, Luke chapter 12, Matthew chapter 10, they all go into the division of the Lord. So you got, a lot of people that's, with this agenda or feel, I heard Kevin Gates, weirdo ass, say something one time. He said, if a person preference is to do this, he said, what does that have to do with him? Well, the scriptures talk about how who shall stand up for the Lord, roughly paraphrased. The scriptures talk about how David said, don't I hate thee what the Lord hate, roughly paraphrased. If you are a man that truly believes in these scriptures, you're going to hate the things that the Most High God hates, and that's why a lot of brothers tend to be vexed about a lot of situations that's going on in this world, because, from how the animals are treated, what we have to endure on a day-to-day basis, with this devil putting women in positions of power. Because the thing is this devil doesn't really respect women. That's the funny part about it. You really think that he's really giving women a voice to literally, like, because he just gives a fuck about women. No, that's not the case. He utilizes women for what they're worth. I remember the brother, elder brother Mawatazak from Ancient of Days was going into chess. It was either that brother or the elder brother Barak, and they was going into how chess basically. I believe it was Elder Muratazak, but he was talking about how chess wasn't where the woman could move all those ways. It was the man that could move, which make all the sense. And the woman moved one space like that. But basically, the roles were reversed. The woman moved one step, and the king could move all the steps. And the way you checkmated it is you had to sacrifice your queen. You know what I mean? So basically, it end up where you'll have just your king, but he can move all around the board. Well, you would have to put the bitch in front of the king to stop. You know what I mean? And that made a lot more sense. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to, because you know what I mean? Like, but again, you know, this devil giving this woman power allowed him to tax both incomes in the household, and it caused a lot of confusion as well. You know, when the time of turmoil come, it's gonna be a lot of women set up as casualties. You know what I mean? Like, but not to digress. The point is that the vision is coming from Yahweh Shem Shah. It says in messages on the website and Etsy store for Alan Carnell said the volume of orders was such that he had to temporarily stop taking new orders. Your support, look at this weirdo, support during this extremely difficult time means more than I can express. So that's a female trying to be a man. Carnell wrote on the brand's Etsy page, which advertises accessories for the loud, proud, and colorful. Allen, which means ricochet in German, is Carnell's favorite word. Screenshots and posts on social media show that Target previously sold 3 Allen items, a $25 $25 slogan sweater with the words "Cure Transphobia, Not Trans People," and $18 2 queer for here tote bag and "We Belong Everywhere" fanny pack. London-based Carnell, a gay trans man, said on Instagram that he did not know if Target would begin selling the items again and that he would know more over the coming days. You can see it look like a female too. I am, believe it or not, a Satan. So like it says, I am, believe it or not a Satanist, Carnell said on Instagram, responding to reports and social media posts that labeled him as Satan loving. Etsy and on. Well, the scriptures talk about anybody that basically the world is full of antichrist, and this agenda that this individual is pushing is against, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. So, when you go into the adversary, or Satan simply means adversary, so against, and this ideology is against Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. So in actuality, he is an antichrist. He is a Satanist. You know what I mean? Along with majority of the world, and that's why the Lord is going to bring judgment. So with that being said, I'm going to get this out of the book of Isaiah chapter 47. Because that's witchcraft too, you know what I mean? Like with these slogans and these, people wearing, a lot of people wear clothing they don't understand the people's motive behind it, just like with these movies and music, you know what I mean? Like all that pushes a vibration, and if you that's why you can listen to a song that you don't like and clearly don't like the song, but they could play it over and over to the point where you've heard it so much it subconsciously just gets into your spirit. That's not by coincidence. They know what the fuck they doing. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 47. This is the land of witchcraft for real. It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground there. So like it, sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. And the Chaldeans were basically the magi of the Babylonians, They were like those that were appointed, like, when you go into Daniel and Nebuchadnezzar, and basically, you had Daniel that was put in a position, and when Nebuchadnezzar called for his magi to interpret a dream, Daniel was amongst them because he was considered one of the wise men. Well, the magi, and that would be like these different individuals in America, these these economists, these different individuals, these scientists, these different different people that's put on a level in Babylon, and then I was going into as a study we had, it might have been a live, I can't remember, but you have that still go on today. Like when you go into Ronald Reagan and his wife Nancy Reagan, basically she consulted astrologers and whatnot. Brother was going into, like, in our city, we have an area called, like, we got downtown, and then you over the bridge is the west side, which is gentrified. It used to be just, when it first, they was building Cleveland up, it was Jake, but then basically it gentrified it, and Esau came in and whatnot. Now it's just pretty much Edomites. Edomites is coming from different cities that want to move to Cleveland. They'll advertise that area. But long story short, that area, when Trump came to run for office and Hillary Clinton was here, they were frequenting that area. But anyhow, in that area is a lot of psychic shops and astrologers and all this different stuff. So, there's no new thing under the sun. It says, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. And then skip into verse 12. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. And that's the Lord mocking them, because you got to remember, this is since thy youth. This place was indoctrinated. It was founded on witchcraft. That's why you got different symbolism on the dollar bill. You got different symbolism in the map of Washington D.C. Because you had these Masons and these secret societies, basically in league with founding this place. That's why they say all the presidents are related to one another. What I mean? Because they all were, for the most part, Masons. Lucky, I did not mean to do that. So it says, this is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 18. Behold, Israel after the flesh are not they which eat of the sacrifices, partakers of the altar. Would I say then that the idol is anything, or that which is offered in sacrifice to idols is anything? But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not to the Most High. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils. Verse 21, ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils. And these heathen do not sacrifice to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Even, these Babylonians, that believe that they worship the really going into the Bible, Easter was only mentioned one time in the scriptures. When you go into that, that's why the elders push understanding words, going into that word, Easter, it means Pesach, is the Passover. So these devils intentionally changed that. So, you know, from being evil against his brother to this, this trans movement, to this alphabet movement, to just, a lot of wickedness, so, you'll have Jake get caught up in this, like Jake get caught up in so many other things. This is the book of Romans chapter 1. I'm gonna end the lesson with this. The book of Romans chapter 1 and verse 18, and it reads, "Then would the Lord be jealous for his land and pity his people." It's like it. That is not what I wanted. I don't know how I did that. I swear I wanted Romans. I don't know how to spiritual. I know what I read out of there before. I don't know if there's anything in there that I could have used for what I wanted, but I wanted this. Romans chapter 1 and verse 18, and it reads, I'm sorry, verse 16. Romans 1 and 16. "For I'm not ashamed of the gospel of the Mashiach, for it is the power of the Most High unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Jew first, and also Salakia, to the Jew first." What is going on? It says, to the Jew first, and also to the Greek. And if I'm not mistaken, God, Hellenist, Greek-speaking person. So, but actually, a Grecian was actually a Greek-speaking Jew. It was a person that, was actually a Jew, but they was basically raised in the customs of the Greeks. You know what I mean? So, Hellenista, Hellenista, Grecian. So, basically, that's what Paul's whole ministry is about, to go preach onto the Gentiles, the Jews that didn't know they were Jews, because you got the Gentiles that was of the other nations that was actually the heathen, and then, you got the heathen that were basically Jews but fell away from the laws and the customs of their people and took on the ways and the customs of the other nations, which made them Gentiles. This is back in Romans 1 and 16, verse 17. "For therein is the righteousness of the Most High revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by faith. For the wrath of the Most High is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness." And you about to see, the Lord's been doing a lot of judgment. The Lord's been killing a lot of stars and famous people. The Lord, been putting in work. And, we're going to see more, because at the end of the day, like the brother brings out, this place is, America is, means bitter. So this is going to have a bitter ending, and rightfully so. Especially when they pushing agendas like that. The things that they seem to be put, it's like they mocking the Most High God, because it's like, as of lately, they've been doing more and more of the things that the Most High detest, and that's going to come with serious judgment. What the scripture says, for there is, it says, for the wrath of the Most High is revealed from heaven. And when you go into that word wrath, violent passion, anger, indignation, righteous anger. That's what indignation is, vengeance. So the Lord about to fuck this place up. So if you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, to statutes, and to command. So I implore you to come back to the laws, to the statutes, and to the commandments of your power, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, or you will be destroyed. With that, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to call Loyam, La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem. I say double honors to my apostles, the elders of the great millstone, who teach and do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akwat, as well as the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord, willingly this was edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, subscribing to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Till next time I'm able to come with another lesson, say shalom, shalom, Mawaf, Lababal, shalom.